of each family. We have not done each remedy, and animal we haven't done much at all. So we are going to, that's why I have it every Thursday, and for a shorter time, 1.5 hours, which is, we can absorb, attend, absorb, retain everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So please do join. I know all the people who were there earlier will all come back, and this will be even more exciting. We are doing it on webinars, so you can do it and don't waste any time at all. So okay, Shobha, can we start? It's 7 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is going to be, it's not depression exactly, but everyone has to have depression when you have such a bad skin problem or any problem. So we are going to talk about three different cases, maybe different family. They're all the same, it's the same remedy. So don't feel bored or anything, because each case is so different. So you get a whole picture of one remedy, and if you can use it tomorrow in your practice, even once a week or once a month, this remedy, you will see what amazing results you get. Okay, so how mind reflects on the skin, that is our main topic. So we'll take the first case 2 I took first because it is very very nice case. So doesn't mean the others are not a nice cases. They are all very good cases. And to, as Satish said, to get the same remedy, one remedy, a rare remedy, which most people may not. I myself had not heard of the remedy a few years ago. So such a remedy to use in so many cases. I have totally now 6, 7, 8 cases like that, and they all have given wonderful results. Yes. So this is an older case. It's in 2016, and she was 9 years old when she came to us, and today in 22 she's completely all right. Her mother takes treatment now from us, so we've seen her and she's completely all right. Yeah. So this was mainly, she had atopic dermatitis. First, it was just a small thing in the left cubital fossa, lot of itching, and she started getting very irritable and restless with it. And that time, of course, she took steroids and it went away. So for 4 years, she was okay. And then again, it recurred in one change of weather, and this time it spread to the arm and the wrist. Then 2014 it started on the right elbow, and this time no, it did not work. Nothing, no remedies worked for her. By 16 it has spread to the trunk, the back, the nape, the face. Almost, face was more or less saved actually. Itching 3 marks, aggravated anything, any damp climate, sun, night, anything she ate, brinjals, egg, and there would be bleeding and oozing, and if she scratched, lot of dryness with roughness. And mother is a homeopath but practicing in an allopathic some kind of a treatment. So she described it as spongy red patches with oozing cream colored discharge, stained bloody, and she said she had been better by graphitis and sulfur in the past.
At the time, my friend.
Sorry? Hello?
At the kind of mood said it,
Can you mute, please? Please, people, we are doing a webinar, so I would request all of you to stay silent, and you can ask questions at the end. Okay? Then the other complaint she had was constipation. She only passed once in 2 days, hard stool, strain, and a lot of flatulence, mostly at 6 o'clock. In the past, she had uh, 11, 12, she had cystitis 3, 4 times a year, which is quite a lot. Fever with 102, 103 with increased pus cell. Mother said she was belladonna, ipecac, calica, one of them. So while weaning to cow's milk, she also had lot of stomach upset and numerous rose stools. What was the family history? So that we know the miasm, asthma, duodenal ulcer, disc prolapse. So light from psychotic to mostly psychotic. Father had rhinitis, grandmother had hyperthyroid, IHD, asthma again. So psychotic seems to be high. with little tubercular and going further. So patient as a person, she had weight of 25, height of 130 centimeters, little lean. Perspiration was profuse on the head and the neck and offensive. So we can think immediately in our minds, we get some remedy. So we think of calcarea or silicea, so on. Craving for cold drinks and ice cream. So we think of phosphorus. Sour and sweets also. So again, phosphorus comes to mind. Then aversion to the dal, masoor dal, and she was aggravated egg and chocolate, which we've seen. Thirst was little, constipated, we have seen. She sleeps soundly, likes to hug the mother and sleep, and she takes time to sleep, but once she's asleep, she's okay. Dreams, lots of dreams, but mostly fearful or scary. Ghost, 3 mark. Father, one dream, accident on the scooter. Once she had a snake in the cage in the garden, or chameleon or lizards biting her, scaring her. So, lot of fearful dreams. Then once she had father, so father seems to be a favorite. He crashed in a mirror, he was hurt. I carried the father on my back. So she wants to save and be there for her father. Ghosts I see with blue skin and red clothes sat on the fan and they took mummy into her. I felt so helpless as it was a ghost. Then I will be alone and who will love me? So all her mental state is all coming out. She gets also very angry and screams if her sister and cousin who are same age and they talk or play, patient is jealous, starts fighting and hits the sister. So you can see a little violent streak also. Weeps very easily even on scolding, brooding and sulking. Very affectionate but very close to the father, sleeps in his arms in the night. And when father is out of town, she misses him a lot. So then she kisses and hugs her mummy. Fear of dark, chameleon, lizard, snake, ghost, and so on. She loves company, consolation, weeping helps, touching helps. So, we have to go to obstetric history as always. Unplanned pregnancy, family pressure was for a male child. This mother also had 4 sisters, and the other side also, so they all wanted a male child. Just before mother was aware of the pregnancy, she had to go to Hyderabad as some maternal uncle had an accident and had a court case going, so to help him. So during that time, she had some rectal discomfort with increased urge for stool. She thought it was one of those things and took dinidazole and then realized that she was pregnant. Gynecologist said, oh, with that you may get abnormality. So all through the pregnancy, she was in a lot of fears. And the fears we can see reflected in the child. Again, husband was out, so she felt quite alone, the mother. The court case guy was very vicious. It was really a horrible experience, and with her pregnancy, so she feared a lot what he could do, harm her, exactly. Anxiety, lots, weeping. She felt alone. This is the mother. So mother became religious, felt all my karma is coming to hit me. And then she also had the pressure of having to have a boy because she also had 4 sisters. So 2008 patient was born and she was a girl. So mother kept patient away from the whole family. She didn't want them to say anything to avoid comments, and so the patient didn't know all these things. But of course, she had already felt it in the pregnancy. So hence, patient felt safe. As a child, she was very playful, disciplined, not interested in studies, but does on her own, and she loves to play. Very close to her father because he pampers her and fulfills her wishes, and she loves to travel. Now, because of her condition, the skin thing and all, she really looks bad. No one sits with her, all stay away. उनको लगता है कि उन्हें भी ये सब हो जाएगा, skin problem, and they feel that they will also get it, so they keep away from her. So she feels very sad. She cries and wants to cry, tells the mother, why me? Look at this babe. Why do I have to suffer? Why do you have to give birth to me at all? Why? I just don't like it. So, what is the totality we will take? Anyone suggest quickly, quickly? You can unmute for a quick time and write it. Say it. Anyone? Hello, hello. Anything on the chat box, please? Moderator G, look out.
Not yet, ma'am.
Yeah. So she was very forsaken, very weepy, we've seen, screaming, shouting, shrieking, lots of fears.
Like Humanum by Praveen sir.
Lack
Humanum.
humanum. Yeah, okay. Lack humanum. What is the main thing about lack humanum? Please, somebody.
Praveen sir.
Yes, the person who suggested wants to say anything. Rama, you want to say anything?
Praveen sir suggested like Humanum, and Rama ma'am told forsaken feeling.
So, yes, there is forsakenness, correct. But she lack humanum mainly if you all attended all our SSMS.
Then there
You
is
have
black
seen.
cananum, sulfur, natrum mute.
Very good. So let's look at lac humanum. What is it? It is where there is no bonding much between mother and child. Maybe there's no milk given or whatever, some other reason. So here we have not seen that really. I'm sorry, my husband is calling. I have to take this call. 1 minute. Hello. Yeah. Some people cannot be ignored. Yes. So fear of dark, alone, as if she'll be attacked, animals, ghosts. So when we have fear so many, which are the remedies we think of? Which one?
Stramonium.
Very good. What others?
Belladonna, hyoscyamus.
Very good. What others?
Mandragora.
What others? So
Snake remedies.
phosphorus also. No, in our materia medica, the first remedy we learn in college, phosphorus. So many fears, thunder, lightning, yevo, all that. So anyway, that so these are the remedies which come up. Yeah. Then helplessness. She felt very helpless, couldn't do anything when a friend wouldn't talk to her. Very clinging to the mother. Mother had religious affection, we've taken that. Play, she likes to play, and all the dreams we have taken. Delusion, she's not loved. Hmm? Fear of accidents, you've seen with the car, with somebody goes taking away the mother, and so on and so forth. So, what is the important thing? She's feeling like a leper, rejected, disgusted with herself. And mother's state in pregnancy also rejected. Fear, fear, fear that everybody wanted a boy and she got a girl. Fear as the husband was away. Fear because there was a court case and the vicious man was there. Fear wrong medicine she took and the child will be abnormal. So the child also feels fear and rejected. So when you take all these into account, then which is the miasm which comes up. Let us first see miasm, kingdom.
Leper.
Okay,
Leprous.
Leprous, very good. So which kingdom?
Plant.
Why plant? Here she can be animal, she's victimized by family, no? But there is no domination theme and survival theme is not there, so we say no animal. Okay, mineral, not very clearly about structure, but made me think of phosphorus. Plant, Dr. Vibha said, so she's friendless, she's very sensitive. Why has God been unkind to me? So, yes, she is the plant kingdom. So, what do we know? Plant we know, and we know that she is leprous. In case everybody doesn't know about the miasms, we'll once revise that also. Okay. So here my first impression was phosphorus, embarrassed, loving, clinging. So I gave phosphorus first. I want to tell you exactly what happened because it's not that we get our right remedy at the first shot and our right result immediately. It happens sometimes if we are lucky. So we got 50% results. Mother is a homeopath, brought the child all the way with great hope and faith, right? But after 6 months, 50% she again relapsed. So we did a review. So we've done the structure, mineral, sensitivity, plant, animal. Here she didn't give evidence, so we have done plant. Okay. So what important thing? Very severe fears. So when it's not phosphorus, then which is the remedy? You all have already said in the chat box. Stramonium can be one of the most fearful remedies that we have. in the materia medica. So this belongs to plant kingdom and the Solanaceae family. But is it stramonium? So this is where our knowledge of the miasms come in. Okay. So this stramonium is which miasm? Anybody? Anybody? So stramonium really belongs to the acute miasm. This child has had it from when? 2012. So too many years. So it's chronic, right? So if you take Solanaceae, is everything about Solanaceae here covered? She has violence, yes. She has jerking, shouting, screaming, yes. She has fears, life and death issues, yes. Killed, she'll be, her father will die or mother will die. So all that is there. Then senses are acute, hurried, shrieking, startling in sleep. So all the things that we know of the family Solanaceae is all being covered here, right? And she carries, so courage here, that's what she wants. He carries her father also, right? So now we know that the family is right, the kingdom is right. Now we have to only choose the remedy. So since stramonium is acute and this case is chronic and very deep mental state, so we have to say, somebody already said, leprous miasm. So let's understand anything little bit about miasm, because everybody is not clear about the new miasm that we do. Yeah. So acute we know. Typhoid, what is the typhoid state? If we just look at typhoid fever, then what is the fever like in typhoid? The fever is that it comes, then it goes down to a minimal, and then it stays up and down. But the patient wants to get over very fast and get well fast so that it can go to work. So typhoid miasm is always about action, wanting to get well, taking lot of effort to get well. Sora, we know it is the primary miasm. Malaria, what is the malaria fever like? Malaria fever, how does it come?
Intermittent.
Yes.
Intermittent.
Correct.
And relapsing.
Correct. So it comes today and it be 103, 104. By tomorrow it may be 102 and it goes away. Then you say, okay, I'm well. So I feel very good about it. Then fourth day it comes back again. And you say, oh, again it came. Maybe it just little bit was left over. So then again I'm well. Seventh day it comes back. Then you are getting a little bit nervous now that fever comes anytime. Then it goes away. You feel very happy. And then it comes back after 2 weeks. Then it comes back after 1 month. Then it comes after 6 months or after 1 year. So it means that any time it can hit you and you are never free of it. So you're constantly kind of looking over your shoulder, when will it hit me? When will it hit me? So it's also very, very negative. Malaria is very negative. I'll never be well. It'll always be like this. So that is the kind of mental state of malaria, miasm. Sora, we know. Ringworm, what is the state? Anybody? Ringworm. So ringworm, it is like you get so many ads, which means that it's a very chronic thing, which is always one thing is there. This ointment, that ointment you put, then it goes a little bit, then it comes back. So you're constantly doing something about it, working at it. And then after some time you get fed up and say, okay, chodo na, abhi itna hi hai, to chhod do. Then after 6 months again you say, no, I must work on it. So which are the things which, obesity is one thing which you keep working and doesn't work. Or acne which keeps coming and going. Ringworm itself. So all these kind of diseases belong to ringworm miasm and this kind of mental state where you keep working, then give up, then work, then give up, then work. Psychosis we know. Tubercular we know. Cancer, what is it? Anybody? Cancer miasm?
Control.
So we have
Perfection,
to
control.
keep everything in order and keep control and not let anything go away, out of this. So if our sheet is so much, we spread it so that everybody is kind of taken care of, like carcinosin takes care of everyone. And we want to keep everything in order. We don't want anything to go out of thing and nobody to be unhappy. So we try to look after everyone and we stretch ourselves beyond anything without saying anything. So they say that cancer is a threat of unlived life. Tubercular we know, which is again any time it can come and very, very hectic. What is leprous miasm? Somebody, please. Yes. So leprous is a child which, or any person who's not wanted. He feels, the original leprosy, not like we have today tubercular leprosy, which can hardly be seen or felt or people notice it. But the original leprosy in the old ages of Ben-Hur, if you all have older people like me, will have seen the movie. So in that kind of a state, the lepers were just shunned, kept away. They were kept in another island. Nobody could visit them. If you wanted to visit your family or give them food or something for them, you had to go drop it outside and you go away. Then they would come and pick it up. They couldn't see you. And they looked so ugly. Noses fell off, ear fell off, fingers fell off, and so on. And then finally they died and nobody was there for them. So nobody is there for me. I am unloved. I am alone. No one will look after me. That is the main state of leprosy. And this girl, we said, felt like this. And syphilis, of course, we know the last stage. So here we have decided what all things: plant kingdom, family solanaceae, and leprous miasm. Correct? So now it's easy. We don't know the remedy. The first time I gave it, I didn't know the remedy. But all this, when we analyze and we have a systematic approach, the whole thing, what today I wanted to do was to show everybody that if you have a system and an approach, you can give any remedy, whether you know it or not. But you have to come to it. So we have seen before so many times in mineral kingdom, you give the remedy which is the cross of the row. We have 6 rows and 18 columns. So whichever is at the cross, you can give that. In plant kingdom, you have to give the remedy, the family and the miasm where they cross. So let us see here what happens. So here is the leprous miasm, and this is the Solanaceae family. You can see. So you have Stramonium, as I told you, in the acute. Then you have Hyoscyamus typhoid, which is, typhoid is very positive. Malaria capsicum, always negative. Ringworm dulcamara, which has diarrhea and skin trouble and keeps on coming. Then psychosis, then atropine in the tubercular, tabacum in the cancer miasm, and mandragora in the leprous miasm. So the remedy is mandragora. Now, how many people here know mandragora? Can you tell me something about it?
Headache remedy.
It's a more enhanced bell. It's like a 100 degrees of bell.
Okay, so bell is here acute, and here it is. So bell has these things. Bell has this feeling of being alone, leprous, left out, abandoned, nobody loves me. All that belladonna doesn't have. It has, yes, acuteness. It has something which comes very highly, very intensely. Yes, all that it has. That's why it's acute miasm. But so many things are not there. But one thing we must understand very clearly today is that the family carries more or less the same symptoms everybody has. So even if mandragora has that, that unloved thing, it will be there in all the remedies to a lesser or greater degree. Okay? So that is what I learned, and which was beautiful. This whole thing opened up so much. Like, I used to give staphysagria for mortification, but I say, but she's weeping so much, she's pulsatilla. Then I'd be confused with staphysagria, is it pulsatilla? They're so different, but they are the same family, Ranunculaceae family. So both have weeping, both have this in little or smaller or bigger degree. Okay. So here the remedy was mandragora. Okay. Let us see the result. So here, rejection, isolation, not love, disgust, all the leprous states are there. Look at the follow-up. I told you I gave for 6 months phosphorus. So she was 50% better. Itching is much better. Oozing is better. Everything was better. Then that was in July 16. Then by December, she was getting new patches and she was not improving. We tried increasing, we gave the water LM potency, but then new patches came by February and we said no. And all this analysis which I've done today, just now in front of you, we did it in February. Okay. So we gave mandragora right in February. So 6 months or so after. In July, she had come end of July, so almost August, right? So August, September, October, November, December, January had gone, February. So 6-7 months we had maybe missed you call, or when Jabi jage tabi savera, na, they say. So here, 31 by March, he was 50% better of the original. Scanty discharge. This is the best month, mother said. Feeling is there, but constipation better, gas better, and crying is there still, but it's okay. But it's the best month. Then in June, she says 3 months, she's much better, and about 3 months we had given nothing. After year, last 3 months we didn't repeat. Now there's some itching, some thing, so we again repeated a dose. Hello, hello. So by 18 she was completely all right. And today also we can see her face is smooth, the skin is smooth, she has friend, no sobbing, no crying spell. So, the result is like phenomenal, and we can watch it for years sometimes. We don't need to repeat or anything. And we sometimes would not even know, but because the mother has come to us, and I don't know, I think I've presented her case in one of our webinars, and she was given which remedy? Vibha, remember? Her mother? Okay. Anyways, it was one of the lacks. So that is the first case of Mandragora. Any comments on the case? Anything we could have done better, different? Yes, today I wanted to Fatima, you didn't tell me what was the mother's remedy.
Lac felinum.
Lac felinum. Correct. Very beautiful case, but okay. So this is the first case we have finished. Now we'll take the second case. So I took that one first because it had all the charts and I wanted to explain everything to you. And this is the second case. So here we had an older lady, and actually this one is a very new case. See, that one I took 7 months to even find the remedy.
Put on slide show.
Oh, sorry. So she came to us on 5/1/22. So we are talking about only 2.5 months for psoriasis. And psoriasis is not something which goes away in a hurry, right? All of us know that. So she is the eldest of 3 children. She's an MBA with a past history of working with an IT firm, but left the job in May 21. That is almost 6 months, 8 months. Father 74 is heart patient, mother is diabetic. So we have tubercular here, we have syphilitic there. So she was diagnosed in 2007 with psoriasis. And then it became much worse when in 2014 when her brother died. We'll see that whole story, okay? That is a big story. So winter it is worse, and delivery time it was worse. When it is dry, it cracks, and pain, burning if there is touch. Salt and lime, anything, any cut, salt and lime will pain, right? Unbearable itching till she scratches and bleeds. Skin is hard like a stone, better by cold and worse by warm. She also has migraines since the age of 22, pain in the temples in summers, and in the sun, if there's hot sun, even if she's inside the house, if the sun is too much outside, she will get pain. Throbbing with nausea, heaviness, sleep, afternoon, 10 to 2, 4, somewhere there. Sun, summer, so we would think of natrum, right? And better by evening. So natrum time is always 11 it starts and 2 o'clock it peaks, and by 6 o'clock it is much better. Okay, the occipit is heavy, hot. So I'm just trying to tell you how we think of remedies, and sometimes we get carried away and then we think this is a remedy and we give it. So we have to go through the whole case. That is the idea. So eyes are heavy and painful, bloating, and gases as if trapped in the body. So one word is trapped. Burps and flatus, digestion is weak, often gets loose motion. She also has hypothyroid. She takes Tylenol, 100 mcg. Now it is 75. So it is still 40. I don't know why they given 75. Cramps, coughs in sleep at 3 a.m. Oh, 3, scully cough we think of, right? Hemoglobin 7.5 and she said it's always low. But I'm not thalassemia. 2018, ECG was abnormal. She had thak, 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 she said. And eating or anxiety made her heart go thak, thak, thak. Patient height 5'2", 54 kilos, kind of okay. Nails brittle, moles 3 marks on the face, and she got some of them removed. Now they are coming back. Have you seen this always happening? So what do we do with homeopathy? Tell them not to remove them. What else? We tell them not to remove them, and with homeopathy, if they come back a little bit, don't worry, don't go again and remove it, and they will go away. Does it always happen that they go away, people? How are your results with these kind of moles and warts and all? Yeah, nobody said anything. Sometimes they go and sometimes they really don't go. So
They
mouth.
don't go unless there is a simillimum.
Yes.
They don't go unless there is this exact simillimum.
Yes, exact simillimum, then only they go, otherwise they just keep on being there. So we have to keep doing a review. What do you do with cases which don't work? Every 6 months, if they are not working, you don't just keep quiet and repeat, you review. Okay. So she feet are very cold, she shivers, blanket is better, but she sweats in stress and worse hot drinks. She loves ice, so you think again of phosphorus. Chalk and mud, you think calcarea, so calcarea phos. Loves slate, milk, butter, cheese, again calcarea, right? Salt normal, aversion to lemon and sour. So she was doing working, she had done MBA, she had a career, she had a job, but she got children and actually she could not cope. So she is very career oriented, but now that she doesn't work from last 7 months, she feels very guilty. But she can't manage because her child, who's also now under our care, falls sick and whole night would be coughing and asthmatic. So patient would be awake and very irritable because she can't work. Excuse me. So child, she had one only for a long time because she was not ready. The pregnancy was difficult, so she didn't want a second. For 8 years to have the second. Excuse me, can you put everybody on mute, please? Hello, hello. Hello, you are in a webinar, not in your house. OCD. I have to do right. I can't be wrong is her own feeling for herself. I have to do. Something little bit like cancer nihilism. But is it? So dreams, missing exam, journey, left behind. Again, the whole idea of being left and not there. Fear alone, fear she's a failure, fear separation, fear people dying, especially her parents and all. Fear if I die of heart. What if my father dies? So she is married. So let's see her childhood. Childhood in Patiala, joint family, all good. She said nothing bad. Mother quite intelligent, regrets for not working, and I always told her she must work, but it never happened. Okay. Brother and sister were not good at studies. They were beaten by mom, but not me because she could not work, she always focused on studies. So I was never beaten because I didn't want to be beaten. I always kept good in studies, did my work and all that. But because her brother and sister were beaten, she would feel very bad for them, feel guilty that she is not beaten, they are beaten, and wanted to cry. My aim always was not to do anything wrong, just to avoid beating. Sister is fine with the beating. She takes everything in good spirit and she has no grudges even today. Only I have a lot of grudges. The house was always about studies. That was the only topic discussed. So everything was always about studies. Few months, mother would go to the village. See, father was a farmer. Village was 25 kilometers away. Mother would stay with them and then go to the village because father really never came. Village school was not so good. So when they were here, the aunt would look after them. But aunt means father's brother's wife. They were a joint family. But aunt was not good. She was biased. She had only one daughter. She was jealous we were so many children, three, four, and she would favor her child. My sister was the youngest and very naughty. You know how she was. Na? She didn't even care if somebody shouted. She didn't take anything to heart. So aunt would shout at her. I would feel bad, sister would not feel anything. So they kept telling the uncle and aunt that joint families, so resources are not much. They are limited. So come eat or it'll get over. You won't get anything. So they were constantly made to feel obligated, as if you're living in my house. Though house was actually the grandfather's and grandfather was everybody, but nothing. It was always them. So we watched TV at their convenience when they were not watching. Use the bathroom at their convenience. Cousins were bigger and they owned the house, so they were superior. So I felt inferior. Only one cousin was our age and we were three. And we would say, come and play, come and play. She would say yes and then make us wait and not come. And even if she came, she left. So they were always subdued and felt neglect. Paternal, this uncle where they stayed was a big officer and so dictatorial and gave us only one room for father, mother, and all the children. And other rooms were locked up. They had a house, but they would say, no, 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 can't be used. But grandparents also never said a word. Mother was educated MA, more than other sisters, and but not allowed to work. And that is why mother strict about studying. And what is the focus I grew up with? That you have to earn money and become an officer. If you're not an officer, you're nobody, right? Father was busy in work, farmer stayed in the village. When mom was here, he would come every weekend, but he was strict, so we were scared of him. But he never beat us or anything. So what you felt when sister was beaten, I asked. I felt bad as both cried bitterly when beaten. I would hide and feel responsible. I wanted to help, but I was helpless. But I took my sister's lessons and all when mother was not there. Even today, I feel sensitive. I can't see anybody crying. I feel I have done very bad because I was not beaten up. Mother lived in Punjab till I was in the 10th. Then they moved to the city and we bought our own house. And first time we were happy, excited. We had our own bungalow, we had our own room, and this was the happiest time of my life. Mother loves it as it was her own house and she maintained it well. Okay, see what she says here and see what she says later. About siblings, brother had a heart attack at 38. He did law. He was not really good, and what he was good at, he didn't pursue because father didn't want it. Bhabhi, he married a rich girl, and her father was an officer, so she wanted him to be an officer. So all life she would be after him, study, study, study. Even with two kids, he would be studying for getting into IAS, and he never got him. Then she decided that to immigrate and said, brother wants to go there, mother wants to go. And then he went there and he passed away. So this she feels, our patient, that Bhabhi is responsible for the brother's death and she felt very bad. Now Bhabhi stays 6 months in India and Canada 6 months. Sister works in daycare. She did MBA and she's BEd teacher. So she's also working. Patient had love marriage in 2004. I asked her, what did you like about him? He was very confident. He works in a bank as risk management, doing well. Are you happy? She said he's very angry type. When angry, he shouts at us as if he's picked up from the roadside. There are no financial issues, but anger is so much, it spoils everything. Screams, throws things, and goes on and on and all till everybody apologizes to him. I have suppressed my anger. He takes it out, his anger, and he is fine. After that, he has no regret. For me, it stays in all the time. And so I react disproportionately and I never open up, and so I weep and I have grudges. What did you like? What did husband like about you? I looked good. He is not even handsome. He has a skin issue, he has face wrinkled, earlobes are long. But I never judged him and went beyond his outer looks. I studied well, came from a respected family, so he liked me. And I don't smoke, drink, even though I was in Bombay for studying. So how do you feel about all this? I'm just amazed. I weep and weep. How can he be so out of control? I feel so helpless. I feel stuck in a situation with no escape. Daughter, what happens to her? She just cries because he shouts and shouts. She cannot do anything. And he won't even let her cry. He shouts if anyone cries. Later, how do you feel? I feel like talking about it more. No, he will not be able to communicate and he will blame me again and again. So I feel blamed and stuck. Very angry and dependent as no have job also now. I don't even go to buy vegetables. He does everything. He says he will do. When we travel, he would only book hotel, ask for discounts, everything. Earlier, I was very dependent. All traveling I was doing on my own. What do your fears and dislikes and dislikes? I like dogs because they are loving, loyal, and emotional. What I don't like, crocodiles that live in mud and look dirty with scales, marshy place. Fear lizards, I hate the scales, repulsive. Rats, I hate, they get into anything and bite. I fear being beaten up, fear beaten with a stick. Fear dark alone, being injured, abused, rudeness, loud noise. And in the stomach, I feel so many things, happening there. So again, what have we come to? Lot of fears. So again, we come to the Solanaceae family, right? Maybe. Okay, current relationship with my mother, patient, not as well as I thought it would be or should be. Now I find that house cluttered and I have become OCD. Mother tries to please that sister-in-law, that Barbie, because she is rich. She has a strong personality. Mother tries to impress her. I'm scared of that sister-in-law because she has some aura about her. I feel very jealous and angry. I've not forgiven her for my brother's death and I blame her. I just want her to leave and go away back to Canada. She has done nothing. Huh? She has not achieved anything. But she talks as if she's great and I know everything. She said brother's dream was to go to Canada. So I have to maintain his dream. So actually it was not his dream. I'm so emotional and so sensitive that I cannot succeed in anything. I can do so much more, but I did not. I am not so communicative, and I wish I was not so reactive. I feel I should handle things better even with my maid. So she can't handle things. Need to feel not so overwhelmed with work, appreciation or no appreciation. She wants and she doesn't get appreciation. Low confidence, gets very anxious, even catching a flight or meeting, a party at home, whether food will be sufficient, will people like it, will they not like it. I act like a kid. If someone likes someone, if I don't like someone, I won't talk to him. She's saying this herself. So inner age is like a womb or like an old person because she feels she will fall and get a blackout. Heart chakra, fear so much love for so many people. Dependent, all have to do for me, husband. Anxious, less confidence, blamed, failure, not happy, continued fear of being blamed, beaten. So again, we have Mandragora and Staphysagrea. So which is the family you think? Staphysagrea and Ranunculaceae, Mandragora is Solanaceae. Which is the family? Because this was, I thought maybe she is first subclass, I was thinking of Staphysagrea. Yeah. So what is the remedy? Anybody? Anything in the chat box? Satish?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So here is some working. I took lots and lots and lots of rubrics. So here, can you see it? So we have here lot of stramonium coming up here. See here. So it is 14 and carcinosin is 21. Lot of cancer things are also there. Na? But the best part is that even Mandragora was more than, see, 15 rubrics it covered. Though it is right here because the marks are less. But it covers what all rubrics? Milk and milk products aggravate, cheese, craving for sweets, lemons aggravate, fear of dark, alone. All these, it is being covered, right? Sensitive, oversensitive, then confidence, want of, rudeness, ailments from, appreciation, wants, lot of sadness, lot of cracks and fissures and skin complaints are there in it. So it is for a remedy which is not well proved, which is not well known, it is very good marks. Yes. I did lots of working. So even it covers more than stramonium, which is a miracle in itself, right? Stramonium is the most well-proved remedy. It always comes. So I did lots of working from lots of different ways to see if I was doing, but TAF and pulsatilla was covering everything. So, but I felt staff may come in, but then finally, when I took all the fears and all, I stuck to Solanaceae and I gave Mandragora again after doing it for the third time the working, yes. So I gave up Mandragora. This is how Mandragora looks, okay. So 6/1/22, Mandragora 200, 2 powders, BD for 2 days, okay.
Why not carcinosin?
Because she's
What
not
doctor has asked.
carcinosin has the fastidiousness once that, but carcinosin was not coming all through, and so many fears it we feel in the carcinosin not so much, and she felt leprous and she felt guilty, and which was much more in Mandragora. You wanted to use carcinosin. So far we've not used it, but as a intercurrent. So she was pre-diabetic with 6.2. Then by 15/1, this patient also another thing. When she took a follow-up, she's saying, yes, yeah. So, I have a little more sneezing. So we thought the skin is the same. Later, when we asking about the skin is clear. It's not there. She said, I can use soap. But she never told us that first. It is so surprising. So they are not grateful, or they don't recognize, that what is happened in a psoriasis thing. So we gave her placebo, and one day in the 2 weeks we repeated it. By 7/3, she says skin is almost normal. Constipation was there on 19/20, which may be here. Then L5, and then better. Periods also better. She says that on 26/2 I traveled. I was very ill, tired, slept, headache I had because of the sun and all that. And then after that it went away. So she's done very well, very well. And she's also becoming better. She's also thinking of either a course or taking up a job, and she's moving. She's moving. And we had some little last week, she had some boils, and we told her, don't bother about the boils. Can I go to the allopath? Can I go? No, we've done so much for you, it's going to come out. So we had to keep her because it may be herring slow, but skin is better. So we said, let it be, don't interfere. That is the case. Any questions? We've not yet given. It's a very new case,
No, ma'am.
but the result was too dramatic not to share this case with you. Yeah. So please keep your questions ready. I've kept this lot of time so that we can have questions and hello.
Dr. Rama has asked why thyroidism.
Hmm?
Dr. Rama has asked why thyroidism.
Thyroidinum. Okay, she had thyroid, na? So we were just helping out on that. So we find thyroidinum helps when you have a high thyroid. She was already taking 100 or 75 mcg. Na? So if you want to help that, we in between give thyroidinum as an intercurrent.
Wouldn't Mandragora take care of that, ma'am?
So we'll see, na?
Okay.
We'll see. But once in a way to give thyroidinum to stimulate the thyroid is okay. See, old habits also die hard. We come from ICR originally. So we have a lot of intercurrents, acute, chronic intercurrent, that kind of a thing. So even though we are learning new way, method, it doesn't all go away. No? But we practice for 40 years or 30 years. It's very difficult. Okay. So case 3. So this is also
You have
another.
still 40 minutes, ma'am.
Say that again.
You still have 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Okay. So a lot of time for them to ask questions, bombard, discuss. Okay. So this was a case. I want to die, she said. So this was a very young girl. I took this case last week at a webinar I did for some Karnataka association. It's a very good case. Very, very good case. So she's a 16-year-old female studying in the 11th grade. Mother contacted us on 19th November 2021 asking for help for her daughter's depression. This patient didn't speak to us because this was a Zoom interview and she just came and then ran off. She said she does not want to give all this long, she cannot give this long history and answer so many questions. So the full history was given by the mother. When the assistant doctor had taken, she had given answers, but still the mother had to come in. This was actually a difficult case because she says, I like to isolate myself most of the time. And when she came to us, actually, she was quite suicidal. So we were a little bit worried and wondered whether we wanted to start, an allopathic remedy for the temporary thing, because whenever they're suicidal, it can happen so suddenly that, you are not controlled. But the mother never wanted to take anything. So we let it go, but said report to us on a daily basis what is happening. So, according to the mother, she is very confused, gets distracted easily in a matter of minutes. She cannot focus for more than 10 minutes and has lots of anxiety. Very reserved. Patient herself feels that she is neglected. Though the mother gave the history and we couldn't see so much neglect, she gets angry when she feels she is not heard or when too many people are talking. She doesn't like people at all. In anger, she can shout, bang doors, and weep. She has fear of loud noises, parties. She's not at all social. She likes
Sir,
to be
your
by.
slide is not moving.
Sorry?
Slide is not moving. This is on the first term.
The slide is moving
Not
here.
moving, yeah.
Here.
You're on the full history given by mother only. This is the last slide.
Then I'll have to close it and go back.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you can stop share and then again share.
Okay, I'll do that. Can you see now?
No, not yet.
Hey, you can't see now?
And they started screen sharing. It is not. It is in the process.
No, I'm sharing.
Yeah.
You can see or not now?
No. Not yet.
What happened? I can see. Nobody can see.
Not yet. No.
I did stop share. I did everything.
Blank screen. Only you are there on the face.
Now you are there.
That is, now I'm there because I stopped. Okay, I'll do it again.
We will read in your glasses.
Okay, now I'm doing sharing
Ma'am,
first.
screen share again. It will be done. It will come.
I
No
did it
issues.
that last time also. Okay, now
Yeah,
can
yeah.
you see me?
Just wait for a few more seconds.
Not yet.
1 minute.
It shows that you have started screen sharing.
अब तक आ रहा था ना, क्यों नहीं आ रहे सतीश?
सर वो भी वो एक ही
I
रेमेडी
think some internet, some internet issue at ma'am's place.
Okay, it could be.
ऐसा लग रहा है.
That is the reason why I told Vishpala ma'am to invest in shares. Sharing problem नहीं आता है.
तो क्या करूं?
Ma'am, just check for the internet.
I just checked. It is saying yes. Internet is saying yes.
Doesn't have internet. How can she be online?
Now.
Ma'am, is this
No.
file with anyone else?
Say that again.
Do you have this file with Fatima or anyone else?
Yeah, Fatima has it.
So can she share?
Fatima, can you
No.
share?
No, I can't share now.
Okay,
Ma'am,
can
if you can email, it to
I can send it.
me or Shali Satish.
I can send it to somebody.
Shobha, tumhi le lo. I can't share it today.
I think it is better. You
Hmm.
please send it to Shobha. Shobha would do it, no?
Yeah, okay. I'll
Or
send it.
Satish.
Shobha, I've sent you. Just open third. Just see. Have you received it? Just see. Fatima, you can send it.
Ma'am, have you emailed it to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to email it again. You got it?
Not got.
Okay, I'm emailing it now from my laptop.
I haven't received it.
Okay, I'm going to email it again. But Shobha, I've emailed from my email from my laptop. Right now, I'm going to stop share and all so that can.
Ma'am, you can try again. It is come. I think it's coming.
Now you visible.
The third case
Yes,
you're
ma'am. I got it. It's third case, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not doing share, huh? You do it. You're doing it, or shall I try once again?
You can try once again. I'm also trying to, but
Log out from all the browsers, ma'am. Shut down all the browser.
Now, can you all see?
No, ma'am, not yet.
And Shobha, you only do. I'm doing stop share, huh, Shobha? Shobha, you
it's
got
opening,
to
ma'am.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, it's download and then opening. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, I'll share it now.
What a good group we have, no people? Everybody is on all.
Yes, ma'am. Can you see now my screen?
I can see.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Very good.
Good. This is called
Now,
anastomosis.
Shobha, you'll only have to
Slide-
do full
Slide share
screen.
kar do. हाँ,
Yeah, I will do it. I'll do it. Ma'am, you tell me, when to do.
Yeah. So you can, this
I-
much we did. This we did. Okay, now here. Here. So she's not social. She likes to be alone, and she likes people around her. She feels people don't like her, and so she keeps quiet. Lot of anxiety felt in the stomach before exams, on stage, crowds, gathering. She's quite timid and shy. She has no interest in boys. So I asked her, is she interested in girls? He said no. Ask the mother. Okay, next slide. These days you have to know everything. No? You can never rule out anything. So her delusion is people don't like me or like being around me. She feels unloved and neglected. She says, I don't like myself. I have low self-esteem, feels I'm ugly. Acne makes her feel ugly. So I also thought of Hura in this time, and depressed to meet people. She's artistic, loves music, plays the guitar and all that. But now she can't even do that. And she has suicidal thoughts. What's the point of living? Why can't I just die? She says. Next slide. Initially, she was quite normal till the 6th grade. And when patient and her family lived in Navi Mumbai. And there too, patient had not many friends in school, but in the building she had lots of friends and she would spend time with them. But then her family and patient moved to Powai because of her mother's work. And then she went to a little high-fi school, and she has no friends in school. She's also bullied and she feels whole thing life turned upside down. And Powai is a little hi-fi area also, no? It's like called the second Malabar Hill of Mumbai. Na? Mumbai, Malabar Hill is the most elite area. Next slide. So mother is a HR consultant for builders. She recruits people for lower staff and happy with her job. And then traveling was too much for her, so they shifted to Powai. They bought a house in Powai. Now mother gets little more time so she can study and finish her law, which is her interest. Later she wants to work in law. So now you can understand why the child felt that she was not being neglected. Father has a family business in HR company and office is in New Bombay. So he stays in New Bombay and comes only in the weekends. But fortunately that lockdown, so for 2 years he's been here. She talks only occasionally with her father. So she is quite alone. For our patient, that international school, she could not match up the cultural difference in Navi Mumbai and Powai. Other students were all from that hi-fi society. Where did you go for your holidays this time? I went to Paris. I went to, somewhere or the other. US, Europe. So, and they would not include our patient in their group, and she began to feel very isolated. She feels like a failure and she started to have thoughts of suicide. She said, poison me. She begs her mother to let her die. Angry and sad, no motivation. She cries in bed, sweats in sleep. She wears even clothes which just don't make her be attention seeking. She wants just to be withdrawn. She wears grey, black, never a red or an orange or anything. Next slide. Mother's obstetric history, she got pregnant after 5 years. The pregnancy was uneventful, minimal vomiting, little heartburn. Joint family, so little stress, but nothing great. Father is a smoker. Post pregnancy, she had a lot of problems, so then she said no second child. Next slide. On examination, they had done a psychiatrist testing and they said she has suicidal tendency and depressed. She is prone to self-harming. She likes to be alone. She does not like strangers, crowds, or even relatives. When there are too many people, she feels anxious and leaves the place. Even while talking to her, she just ran away. Now she has lost interest even in aerobics or dance. She said, I can't do. Why can't I just die? I don't want to live. And she says at the end of every conversation. Isn't it very scary to take a case like that? You don't have so much control. But yeah. She's very lonely. She doesn't mix with anybody. Mother goes for a walk down in the building is nice compound, but there are a lot of people, so she doesn't want to go. Even for her father and mother, she doesn't want them around too long. She feels uncomfortable. With the assistant doctor, when she gave the history, she said the long conversation was overwhelming. She can't answer questions. She can't make people understand. She can't hold a conversation for long even with her mother. Next slide. She has luckily a pet. His name is Leo. He is a Shih Tzu, small boy, so you can hug him. And they have a maid for 7 years with whom she gets along because she's also kind and gentle. Rest of the time she just stays in her room and locks it. So I even thought of a mollusk for her. Dog also goes in occasionally when he wants, but nobody else can knock on her door. She comes out, plays with the dog, then goes back to her room. Talks with the maid, goes back to her room. Dinner, mother and daughter have dinner together. Father eats late. Next slide. Now, because of this lockdown and all, there was no school. Then now they have alternate day school. There are only 12 students in the class. It's a little hi-fi school, expensive school. So yesterday was a holiday. This was the latest incident which really crushed her. There are only 12 students, yeah? So 11 friends went out and they did not even call me. She said, nobody likes me. They only talk to her for work because she's little good in study. She likes physics, economics, astronomy, and she knows a lot about planet and earth because that is her favorite subject. That is why I also thought of subclass 1. She got 73 grade A, but she's quite humble and down to earth. She never wants attention to herself. So when they shifted to Hiranandani school was just opposite, but people were new, small class. She took time to adjust. She not even adjusted. All the other children were egoistic. They would just tell her, you keep quiet or don't go away. So she would keep to herself and her anger built up. 10th midterm exam was a worst performance. She can't focus. She studies and forgets at the time of exam. In the old days, we would have given gelsemium, right? Okay, next. Parents don't have any time for me, she says. Parents think if they give me material things, then everything is okay. No one likes me, she's neglected. Anxiety of stage, crowds, and feels churning in the stomach. Kali Kaap comes to mind. Reserved, anger. I shout if they contradict me or blame me unjustly, and then I can get angry and bang doors. I like warm. If I feel hot, I put AC on 24. So she more or less likes pleasant weather. Winter snow she does not like. Likes warmer weather. Perspiration 3 marks when exercises, but that is okay. Acne and hair fall. Next. So we took all these rubrics. We took learning is difficult, company aversion to, ugly is, touched aversion to, anger violent, loved is not, shrieking, screaming, suicidal, alone, crowd, fear, timidity. Next. Reproaches ailments from, cursing, swearing, reproaches herself, she feels lot of shame, fear people off, fear crowds, fear strangers, food and drinks. Sweets she likes, spices she likes, fish she likes. Sushi, of course, I didn't get anything. And seasoned food. I have to take a break. 1 second, please. Sorry, my husband. Hello? Huh. Yeah, so 8 o'clock. Let her give a feed. Okay. Okay, fine. I'll come up after some time, okay? Bye. I'm on a webinar, Ravi. I'm just taking your phone because you're you. Okay, bye. तुम रुकना पड़ेगा. हाँ? क्या? I know, अभी नहीं, तो रुको. हाँ? आधा पौना घंटा रुको. So here we have stramonium again coming high, but mandragora again is very high. I'm really surprised at the repertory representation of mandragora. It covers so much rubrics. It covers 10 rubrics as opposed to stramonium's 14 rubrics, which is really good. And even lycopodium, 21 rubrics. So why don't you give lycopodium? Because this is not the lycopodium kind of remedy. Yes? So, you're convinced here about mandragora or not convinced? Anybody? Next slide. Shobha. So we took fears, crowd, stage, people, exam, Solanaceae family. Stramonium high in working, but patient is leprous, isolated, neglected, hated. So mandragora. Next. This we have done. Does it cover? Yes, you are happy with this prescription, not happy. Why not Hura? because she had that, but there are too many fears, and the remedy which was coming higher was mandragora. Lot of things about not liking herself. Next slide. So here again, mandragora. So by now all of you know the whole miasms, right? Can I ask you which is the malaria miasm in Solanaceae? I'm covering it as if you all can't see. Okay, capsicum. Hyoscyamus is typhoid. Yeah, Dulcamara, as we know, is ringworm, and mandragora is leprous.
Dr. Harpreet has mentioned desire to die. Is it leprous?
What? Desire to
Desire
die?
to
Yeah,
die. Is it leprous
yeah,
or
leprous.
syphilis?
No, leprous. I don't want to live. People hate me. I want to die. It's not that you kill somebody or you violently want to die or something like that. It is just a feeling I'm not wanted. What is the feeling behind the dying? I'm not wanted. Nobody wants me. Nobody loves me. So I want to die. Correct? Right? Okay. What else? Any other questions?
Ma'am, I'm Harpreet here. Desire to die, is it not like extreme?
It is extreme. She is a 16-year-old. At 16,
Right.
you're very labile, right? You think everything, at 16, your world revolves around you. So if nobody likes you, that means the world is stopped. It's not there for you. So you want to not be there.
Okay.
It just means that you want to be not there. She's not saying I'm take a knife and kill myself or I will jump. She's not saying anything. She's just saying let me die. Means she's not wanting to be there.
So, how do we differentiate the suicidal tendency of a patient
So
as
you
a
have to go.
leprous or a syphilis?
Yeah. So you have to go beyond it. Syphilis is like really violent. Yes,
Okay.
and destructive and violent. She has not so far done anything. She's just saying, Mom, please let me die. Okay?
Okay.
So she syphilitic also the anger would be even more violent. She's only banging a door, okay? And she's like
Okay.
she's isolating herself. So she is not doing anything, she's not harming anybody. Syphilitic will never, hardly ever think of if there's no revengefulness, harming somebody. Has she done anything to those 11 girls? Did she go and attack them? She did say anything to them? Nothing.
Right. Okay.
So it is, you have to decide which miasm it is. So it is not
Right.
syphilitic, it is leprous.
So, if the aggressiveness is not there, so that's how we differentiate it, like it is not
One
syphilis.
of the differentiation is aggressiveness. Syphilitic, you will hardly ever think if you don't get either aggression to yourself or to somebody, and
Okay.
where you take action. She's taking no action.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? It's nice to get this clarified, especially when we can.
We have a question, but can we take it at the last? Or
What?
should
Yeah,
we?
yeah,
There's
sure.
one question.
Now we've almost finished, no? So it's okay.
Okay, we will take it at the last then, after the session.
Okay. Anything, anyway. So because this chapter is open, the slide of all the miasm, now stramonium also has violence and suicide, but it's an acute. So their kind of violence is what? Again, throwing things or cutting things or something, but not the level of syphilitic. Yes, belladonna also has violence, but not this level. So the whole family has violence, but it depends on what kind of violence, right? Hyoscyamus doesn't want people, it will cut, it will lie, stay in one place, lot of take off its clothes, you know, roam naked. Hyoscyamus is like that, right? But Hyoscyamus is full of action. This girl is not taking any action, she's just talking. Okay, any more questions? Sorry, Satish, for not listening.
It's only there's only one question: how to interpret this? Even after such well-taken case was prescribed by a well-proved drug, still a rare drug helps the case.
Yeah. So, what is your question?
Then we read in literature that a partial drug, and when can someone address this case is not a mandragora case? Please explain.
Sorry, I don't understand. Somebody will have to explain the question to me.
Uh, Should I ask the doctor herself who has typed this question?
Yeah. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Dr. Shanmugh?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like I was
Can you-
just, yeah, ma'am, I would just like to ask you, like, you have taken case so brilliantly, and the itself, all the emotions, etc., are more well considered. And when when the totality is erected, and the well-proved drugs are coming in the first grade, and what is the necessity to choose a partial drug which is within the extreme of the right corner? I just wanted to know, but whenever we read in literature that we read a well proved drug, or which is fitting the totality, must be prescribed. How can someone tell, as you are just telling, this case is not a carcinosin case, because we know that's a well proved drug? But how can someone tell this case is not a mandragora case? Can someone justify telling that this case is not a mandragora case?
you're asking, it is a mandragora case or not a mandragora case? See,
How can someone say?
I'll explain something to you. You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
when we just take repertory, it is one of the modalities, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
I now strongly believe that when you should have the three-legged stool of Kent. Everything should be from every angle, that remedy should be covered. So here we have taken repertory, which is the thing we know the most. Okay, materia
Yes.
medica, whatever is available in the materia medica of Mandragora, it covers. Then more important than that is the generals. Okay, you have from the system, you have decided, from coming from the kingdom, you have decided this is a plant kingdom, not a mineral, not an animal. Then in the plant kingdom you have decided which of the this thing it is, which family it is. Okay, from in the plant kingdom you've decided the family. In the family you have decided all with the miasm. There are charts available. You know, today we are in such a much better position than we were 50 years ago, to 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when we didn't have all this systematic approach. Okay, now these, when we are doing all this work, it has been done by botanists. The plant whole thing charts have been made by botanists from the other side, not homeopath. Then we have worked and added our own thing and understood it from our angle. So much work has been done, and now we have a system we are following. So we are telling you the remedy from all the angles, from the repertory angle, which we know, then we know the materia medica angle, and we know the system approach.
Okay.
And then when you come to one remedy, after all this work, then you know this remedy is the remedy and it will work. And you see the result is so instantaneous.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I have been working for so many years, and it is very rarely that you get a similimum, and only when you get the similimum, it works like this instantaneous. We have had so many cases in practice. We have for years some patient coming to us, and we give something or the other, and patient is happy because they are doing better. But it has never been this kind of a cure when you just can close the case and say, okay, now you're fine. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is
Yeah.
rare. And when that becomes better and better, then you know that yes, you're studying, whatever you're studying now is better and better, and you're doing better and better. So today,
Thank
even
you.
at after 44 years of practice, I can today say that I am improving every day.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
can say that, then you are better and your patients also better, right?
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next slide. Yeah, okay. Anacardiacy, okay. So this is next slide, please. Mother is asking, okay, sorry, the previous slide I already told you, that allopathic thing. Then 11, 12, 21, the follow-up. We asked for daily follow-up for that time just to know she's okay. Then 11, 12 was a main follow-up. She was much better. She comes out of the room whenever free. She never came out of the room. She went down to play with friends. That means she made friends. Played badminton 5:30 p.m. Went to friend's house till 8:30 p.m. Never before. Overall 50% better, but it was of course more than that. Day 1 and 2, we repeated Mandragora, placebo on day 8. I give weekly doses, na? And SL for 15 days. Next slide. 4.2. She got some acne, which is good. Hemoglobin is 11.5, cholesterol 143, which is low. We told her to eat more. Hair fall is there because of both these things. Now she is normal with her friends, even in school. She talks to people. L3 means on a scale of 0 to 10, I take everything on a scale. 10 is being maximum. She doesn't talk to people. Now it is only few people she won't talk to. Otherwise, it is quite good. So 70% better. Okay, so we gave her SL for 30 days. And we gave her ferrum for 6x QDS for her hemoglobin. Okay, then this is what we gave her the next time, once a month mandragora. By March, that is now last week's follow up, patient is 90% better, almost normal, her mother says. Now, can you believe this case? I mean, 20, 30 years ago, I wouldn't have got such a result in such a case. And I would have got a result. I'm not saying I would have given Hura, and that also would have worked to a certain level. But whether you'd be completely all right in 1 week, come out and talk to your mother. Mother says, if I'm home, she's there around me. And she may not talk to me, she's doing her work and in the dining table, and I'm there. She even talks to her father, which she never did. And she's willing to talk to relatives who come home. She never did it. So it is like amazing, and in what kind of time period you're talking about. So it is really heartening, to get these kind of results. Okay. Anything else? Next slide. I think that is it. Yeah. So a little bit about mandragora. It looks also like a little skeleton, na? Yeah. Very strange. Next. Next slide. Shobha. So it belongs to the plant family Solanaceae, contains the alkaloids atropine, hyoscyamin, and scopolamine, which are similar to the alkaloids of belladonna, stramonium, hyoscyamus of the same family. But due to proportions difference of these alkaloids, mandragora presents different symptomology. There's violence, there's a lot of delusion that neglected. Her mother doesn't even think she neglects her, but she feels a lot of manias, lot of destructiveness to a milder level. With fear, there is sadness, dullness, and melancholic state. No concentration. Whatever she was good at, she is not anymore. She is very sensitive to noise and odors. Dreams are frightful, anxious, unpleasant. Dreams always, always negative. Accident, murder, plane crash. Delusion that is possessed, someone is within him. All the unpleasant symptoms go off at night in bed. Next. Any more slides? Shobha.
Dr. Shobha?
Shobha, is that the last slide? Okay.
No, I think it was the last.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying is I wanted to do different ages. Okay, we had a 9-year-old, there's a 16-year-old.
Ma'am, this is the last, one more. Last.
Okay. Yeah, this is the last.
There are two questions, ma'am.
Yeah.
For this current case, there's a question: if someone can't express or take anger, what may be the reason?
She can't express because she's timid and shy as a basic quality. Quality of that trait, what we talk about traits in people. People ask, why am I like this? So what is the answer? One patient asked me, but why I got this? There is no answer. Na? We all have to get something. But if we constantly say, no, God punished me, that's why I got it, it's not always punishment. It is always something. Luckily, I always feel that we are very lucky to be Indians, and we have this karma, and we have this thing about other life, and carrying forward, and those, and then we have faith. So unless we have some faith in somebody, that there is somebody above us who's looking after us, otherwise you can feel just so isolated and lonely. So I always I don't know if you all do it, but I always thank myself for being Indian, for being in India, for being in Bombay, because you learn so much homeopathy so in Bombay. So we feel we are very fortunate, right?
There's
That
one more
we have
question.
this feeling that there is somebody above us. I asked one patient today, she's saying, why this happened to me? And who will look after me because she is not married and she had a lot of anxiety and a lot of problem. She said, my father dies, who will look after me? I said, why don't think there's somebody else and that you will be better and be able to look after yourself? Something will work out, no, for you. We have to have that faith, otherwise we'll always be in depression. Tomorrow who will be there for me? My husband is sick. A lot of patients we have in panic. My husband is sick. What if he dies? Who'll look after me? Right?
And there is one more
Very much
question
agree with
for
you.
case
Very
2.
much agree with you.
Case 2, the very first case.
Yeah.
Does mandragora correspond phosphorus on mineral kingdom?
No. It doesn't correspond. Phosphorus is quite a lively person and quite attractive. Wants lot of attention and all that. So actually, they are very very different. Phosphorus, the correspondence is actually with people with remedies which have lot of love for life and want to go. So like lac delphinum, like Piper methystica. It is phosphorus is related to these remedies which love life and want to go out and all that. So phosphorus and mandragora, though it worked, because every remedy has some similarity, na? So it works to a certain level. And we are very lucky that it does that. So we have some results in every case, right? Even if we don't know the remedy.
There are
Right?
no more questions, but you still have 8 minutes more.
Okay. So what do you want me to do? Ask me anything.
Ma'am, you summarize mandragora in nutshell.
Yeah.
So mandragora in a nutshell is a remedy which actually hates oneself. Feels that there is something very lacking in me, that something I have done very wrong and I'm very guilty and therefore I suffer so much, and that nobody likes me and I don't like myself. It is
And
complete.
then, sorry, you complete. Then how do you differentiate it with lack? You complete it and then
Which
you
lack?
say.
Which lack?
No, in general also lack remedies have the similar feeling.
Lack is an animal kingdom remedy. So there will be a lot of give and take. There will be a lot. Yes, some lacks will not like themselves, but they will not be like this, so despondent, like a leprous miasm. So lacks will have the animal qualities. Okay, they'll have feeding, caring. Here you don't see anything in her which talks of people doing things for people or not doing things for herself, or revenge from somebody or caring for somebody. Nothing. Lack is a giver. All lacks like to give is milk finally. So it likes to share and give, and then they have different qualities according to which animal they come from. And lac humanum, somebody said, right? So in lac humanum, there is no bond. I have lovely cases of lac humanum. One where there was no bonding, because mother didn't give the milk directly to her. Actually, mother also fell sick and she was in ICU, and this child was premature and in ICU in another hospital. So mother expressed milk and sent it to her every day, but there was no breast bonding. So that girl had that feeling, and she was a singer, but she couldn't do anything by herself. She was 16 years old and she could not do anything. Mother had to phone her every hour. Okay, this period, now you're this is your next period, go there. This is the time you have to leave and go to your music class. This is the time, now go and play badminton. I mean, 16 times a day mother had to do that. And with lac humanum, we gave her the remedy and she could go to the college right from Andheri to the college in Marine Lines, alone. And then mother said, I would hardly make one or two phone calls. For us, that was a great thing. So we have lac humanum, where there was another case, a beautiful, beautiful case, where the mother felt completely victimized by the mother-in-law, and she just uh, went into depression, what I call catatonia depression, and she wouldn't do anything. If they gave her the baby to feed, she would feed and give it back, but there was no bonding at all. She did nothing. And so we took no bonding with her children, only bonding with her mother, and because she was very bright as a girl, as a child, and now she can't do anything. She just sits and doesn't do anything. And with lac humanum, she's completely normal. She travels to college. She's a professor, 40 kilometers every day, and comes back, and she's bonded with her children. She never did it before. She plays with them. She talks to us. She never did it before. Amazing case.
There's one more question. Doctor has asked about cobaltum.
What?
Cobaltum. Cobalt.
Cobalt is a mineral kingdom. And where does cobalt come in the mineral kingdom? Which row is it? Anybody? Which row, which column? Yeah. So here is the mineral chart. So here you have cobalt. So cobalt is on the, where is cobalt? Where is the comparison? Here this woman feels completely, if she was a mineral kingdom, she would be on the right side or left side? If she was a mineral kingdom.
Right side. Right side.
Right side, because she is lost. She was good and she's lost. Cobalt is 9th. It's almost there. Okay. So cobalt is in the left side. When she's coming up, it is the 4th column. Nicolum is next, and it is almost going to achieve. There is no comparison. It's going to achieve full potential. Okay. Yes, so what was your question? Because there is no there's no commonality. I can't see any.
She just asked about, she just pasted cobaltum in the chat box.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
explained.
There are no more questions, ma'am.
Okay, so we have done all the questions. We have had a very interactive and very nice session. So I thank you all for it. And I
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much
ma'am.
for
Thank you,
clearing
ma'am,
out
for being the speaker.
and a very
now.
nice understanding, very nice cases. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you
ma'am.
very much. Thank you
So
very much.
please, if you all
Now-
if you all use it, please send the cases for Engage writing, okay? And I hope all of you here, the 100 people who were here today, please become part of Engage and share your cases, because we only learn from cases. Okay, so we share, we learn. I
But
learn,
last-
I share, and then I grow, right?
Last 1.5 hours, you spoke as being a speaker. Now sum up the session as the editor-in-chief.
No. You
Yeah.
sum it up now.
No,
As,
you
the,
sum it.
as the
No.
moderator, sum it up. Somebody sum it up. I've talked and talked and talked.
No, as the editor-in-chief, you have to sum it up. Please.
I think it has been a very holistic kind of an approach in these 3 cases. I didn't leave anything to doubt. I cleared all doubts, and I felt that it was, that you went away without feeling that, yes, this remedy could have been given, carcinosin could have been given. Because carcinosin, though it is got low, but it has a lot of doing and a lot of giving, which was not there in the girl.
Thanks, ma'am.
So I
Thanks,
felt
ma'am,
we
for,
covered
thanks,
it
ma'am,
from
for
all
auditing
angles.
yourself.
I felt quite happy. Yeah. So please write for the journal readers page what you felt for this remedy, okay? For this session. And please join us from next month in learning and sharing. Yes?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Dr. Kanoja, I'll take 2 minutes about
Yeah,
the
yeah, please.
conclusion of this
Please.
webinar.
Dr. Shanmugh said we are also happy. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. No, what my saying about this, your presentation was clinically, therapeutically perfectly fine. But the way you come out of this dicey situation has arise in between is too good. When you are not able to share and how quickly you take the action and how Shobha Shah doctor has picked up everything and you have delivered everything best to your ability, that is the NJ. That's what I'm telling you.
And that's why I was saying we have such a nice holistic engaged group. We are always there for each other, and we
Yes.
also pick up so fast. This is the problem, this is the solution. So nothing like belonging to such a
yes.
bonded group.
And your talk was totally 100% candid talk, honest talk, and we can digest easily that easily you presented yourself. Thank you once again.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Dr.
See you, Dr. Kanoja, later sometime.
Bye,
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Kanoja, for all the support.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Shobha, for picking it up immediately.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So we'll meet in 5 minutes, please. Vishal, you
yeah.
send a link?
Yeah, she has
Yes,
sent
yes, ma'am. Already it has come.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.